Hey everyone, this is Hybridsteel. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video. So this is sort of the beginning of the video where I'm going to be talking about what I've been doing. So if you look in the top right hand corner right now, you'll see that I've got $99 million. Now, just to clear this up before we go through anything, if you have seen any of my videos, in the background of the videos for like my story cars, you would have seen this car going up and down on on the racks because, well, I was building it at the same time as playing the game. My problem that I got is when I got towards the end of the game and I was pumping money into this car, I didn't have a lot of money left. So all the money that I made after car 29 went into making this car. This is a complete 3-star car. It's very expensive. To put it into perspective, just to finish off what I'm doing now, I've spent in excess of $45,000 going backwards and forwards to the junkyard, buying up every single piece of junk in the junkyard, apart from cars. So it's been about 15 grand every time you go to the junkyard, and I've basically come back here, I've gone into the shed, over here, and I've sat here for hours, pushing this button, making scrap. This is all I've been doing to do this mission. So, why have I been doing this? What is this to accomplish? Well, to accomplish it is how much is it worth? Is it really worth spending all this time and money scrapping cars and scrapping parts to make money in this game? Okay, so most of you saw me buy this car on my live stream. This car was bought as a scrapper. We renovated it. We saw the colour. We sprayed it. If you don't believe me, it's one of my live streams I've done previous. You can go and try and find it. But it gives you the idea. I spent a lot of time on this car and a lot of money on this car in my live stream. So, this car is worth $69,877. It's a $61,000 profit. I've spent not very much on this car. It's all standard parts, and basically we renovated as much as we could. We put in as much as we could when it came to clean parts. So yeah, as you can see, every single part is brand new. It's clean. The engine's in good nick. Everything's 100%. And this car is just worth just shy of 70 grand, which wasn't bad. And we spent a couple of grand on it in my live stream. As said, it's all documented. It's all good. I did it there. Everything is standard on this, and this car, as I said, throughout my entire series of my story car missions, you saw this in the background, going up and down, new parts being put on, then a new paint job, and so on and so forth. And I wasn't using a money problem, I wasn't using a money cheat at that point. You saw the progression of that car in the background, and that's how it was. In order to finish this car, I got to story 29, finished it, and then put the rest of my money into this car. When I say money, I literally went out and bought a shed ton of scrap. I went to the junkyard, and in excess of stupid amount of times, I've put about 15 to 18,000 bits of scrap into this car, and it's cost me about $45,000 in trips to the junkyard. So I basically went around the whole of the junkyard, emptied every single pile that was scrappable, brought it all back to the workshop, and scrapped it completely. Did that 3-4 times completely, and now I've ended up with this 3-star car. Everything on this car is 3-star. Even the tyres and wheels are 3-star. Okay, everything. And it was a ball ache. Is it really worth it? Is it something that I would say, hey, this is worth your time and money? Is it really going to be that one thing that I would definitely say would be worth doing? No. And that's the most annoying thing about it. I like having a car that you can sit there and just go, this is amazing. This is the best thing ever. This is fantastic. The only way I can make this really worth my time and effort, really, completely, is what I'm just about to do. So, the red car and its fate. What's gonna happen? Well, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna take this car, I'm gonna put it on a lift. I'm gonna strip the engine out. I'm gonna strip out a few bits and pieces. I'm going to put the tuning parts in this car, and everything else is gonna be 3-star. So it just means I don't have to build a second engine. So it just basically means I'm gonna be stripping down all of this and whatever else I can, and we're gonna go in here and I'm gonna buy all of these parts. And then I'm going to buy all of these parts. And basically, I'm just going to make this car as good as I can. I'm even going to put the body tuning parts on this car because at the end of the day, that just adds to the value. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to upgrade this car. And then within, I don't know, a couple of seconds, you'll have this gleaming red car in front of you. But it'll be a damn sight more expensive. I'm hoping to get this car over 100 grand. So wish me luck. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this in standard ratio, okay? This is how it is. I'm not going to touch this at all. I'm just going to see how much it gets to, how it goes through. And then I want to try another experiment after this as well. Not too shabby. 596 horsepower. Let me just... That's good. Okay. And that is with a tuning of 78.10. Not too bad. Right. Now I'm going to move this back. So, after we've now increased this engine by nearly 200 horsepower, the total value of this car is now 95,044. The red car with just 3-star parts was 72 grand, which wasn't a massive increase. But as soon as you combine 3-star parts with the special edition parts, that puts the value up to 95 grand, an increase of 23,000. So that's not too shabby when you consider how much all this other stuff is costing. Now don't forget, I have increased the body kit as well, so the body kit's on there as well, and so is the primed engine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jack the engine out of here, and I'm going to upgrade all of the parts that are in there, the actual tuned parts, and I want to tune them up to 3-star. I want to see if that makes a blind bit of difference, because if it does, then we found a way, well, we found a reason to upgrade everything and get this all sorted. But it's just a bit of a headache, really, isn't it? It's how much do you want to upgrade? Well, we're gonna have to upgrade, like, you know, all the stuff we're putting on. Right, okay, so let's do that then. Awesome. Right, okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna put the engine on here, and as you can see, all the red sparkly bits is basically all the upgraded stuff that we can sort of tune the engine to and make it faster, better, stronger, and Daft Punk. So what I want to do is I'm going to strip it all down, take everything out that is basically a tuned part, and each tuned part comes with a 3-star rating as well. The theory is that I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but this might upgrade its power performance. I don't know, and this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put all this in. Oh, I didn't put the pistons in. Oh well, what a shame. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put all the stuff in that's basically 3-star, that needs to be 3-star. I'm going to have to upgrade all this, so I'm going to have to strip the engine down and then build the scrap parts. The problem with the scrap parts is it becomes really expensive, and I'll get into that when I finish this. So until then, I'll be back in just a second. And let's go and kite this down the. I don't know if I'm looking forward to this or I'm scared of this. Let's go and try this out, shall we? It's going to be amazing. Drive in a straight line. So we need to hit 100. Apparently this is 193 miles an hour. Okay, let's try again. Oh, 245 miles. Okay, cool. We might have to rally in a second gear. Alright, so is it really worth upgrading a car to 3-stars? In all honesty, I think it comes down to the car, but it's the amount of work that you really have to put into it. I would say no. And the reason why is just because that's what I did with this. You remember this is the red car I just spoke about, and I've basically changed it up a bit. The reason why I changed it is because I wanted more power out of it, mainly. Hence why we put a supercharger in it. At the end of the day, I did this during a live stream. My chat saw the work, my chat saw everything else, and the results were, well, they were entertaining to say the least. But at the end of the day, is it worth dripping all of that cash into one car? If you're an enthusiast and you want this car to be, and you want your car to be like the best in the world, as Jeremy Clarkson would say, yes, it's a laugh and it's good and it's fun, but at the end of the day, it's, do you really want to put that much work into it? Do you really want to sit there and go, hey, I've got this and I've got that and this is what's going to happen? Because if you change one part on a 3-star car, you have to then 3-star that one part. To put this into perspective, if you weren't in my live stream, which most of you probably weren't, when I turned all of this, I turned this into a supercharger from just the bog standard V8. And we had to 3-star the blower, 3-star the supercharger, 3-star the pulley, the pulley lever. We had to put an extra couple of grand into buying parts for that. But then obviously upgrading the power, we had to upgrade the back wheels, which means we had to take the old set of real wheels off, which were 3-starred. And then we had to make that a 3-star tyre and that a 3-star rim. And we had to do that with both of the rims and tyres. So that was just more work. Everything, if you want like that perfect car, you have to put a shed ton of work in it. Personally, it's not worth it unless you're going to keep that car. Now for me, I'm going to keep this car because, well, I've got to be honest, this car is so much fun to drive now. I tuned it down to 1 gear. This thing 1 gears the straight, and it 1 gears it spectacularly. And at the end of the day, I'm going to show you now what a 3-star car. This is your bog standard Delroy Custom, but it's a 3-starred, supercharged, tuned 3-star car. Like everything on this car is a 3-star part. And I'm going to show you the run now, and then I'll show you on the dyno of what this car is doing. 3, 2, 1, go. We'll go back on the other side now. So 322 miles an hour. It's that much fun. That's mainly the reason why I'm never going to sell this car now. Now, I'm just going to show you the dyno setup because, I mean, if you're going to watch this video and you know anything how to do tuning, maybe this is better. But for me, I literally just put the final ratio to 1 and the first gear goes to 1.18. I couldn't do anything else because I couldn't think of how to do it. So this is literally how I've got this set. And it works. I got to be completely honest. It's so much fun to drive. And being able to hit 322 miles an hour, I'm really not complaining. But this is the last V8. This is the V8 2-carb OHV supercharged. Standard factory is 537 miles an hour. You watch this as a test. 1,150 horsepower with an increase of 115%. This car is insane, but it's fun, and that's why I love it. I've got to be honest, this is just so much fun. And if you're going to 3-star anything, you have to 3-star the whole car. The end value, I mean, what we had this valued at like 99,000 as a bog standard car, but because we put the fat wheels on and the supercharged, this car now goes for 121,648. So not only is the car worth 120 grand, so it's above my 100,000 that I was aiming for, but it's fun to drive and it's a pristine model. I won't be able to make anything nicer than this. I mean, not as an old school car. Well, I'll give it a go, but I think this car is destined to stay in my parking lot for a very long time. I'm going to keep this out the front forever, and the reason why is just because, well, in all honesty, I like it that much, and I think it just deserves that little bit of respect being outside my garage as a permanent, basically, mark that you know, yeah, we do auto repair, but we also make bloody amazing cars as well at the same time. But thank you very much for joining me. If this has been any sort of like reason for you guys to watch this video or anything else, if you've learned anything, if you've got any questions, if you've got anything you just want to sort of like go through, hit me down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. But just don't forget, standard model, 149 miles an hour. Big model, 322. Yeah, it's expensive. It takes a lot of freaking time. But I got to be honest, I'm pleased with this. But I won't be doing this too often because it's just so much work. But I hope you enjoyed it. So thank you very much for kicking by. I'll see you on another one. Peace out, have fun, and enjoy everything you guys do. I'll see you later. Bye-bye for now.